How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully everyone is having a lovely day. So it's the 53-man cut down day for the NFL. All teams have to get their rosters to 53 or fewer players. The Bengals doing so today, making some noteworthy moves. First and foremost, always important to keep in mind, we're down to the 53-man roster day. That doesn't necessarily mean things aren't going to change. We still might see a couple of these guys go, depending on who else gets cut by other teams, who the Bengals could potentially be targeting. But nonetheless, the Bengals decided, hey, let's go 10 offensive linemen, which, they want to go depth. They want to make sure they can protect Joe, bro. I understood there. They go 10 offensive linemen. They're going to keep 6 wide receivers. And as expected, again, after you see some of these guys in the preseason go out there and put out numbers and perform and look promising, and you want to give bro as many weapons as possible, you do so. They go 4 running backs. Taylor kind of noting, saying, hey, the number 2 job we're still figuring out roles here with Henderson, with Brown, with Evans. We're not completely sure, and that's probably got a lot to do with why the Bengals have carried 4. Typically you can get away with carrying 3. The Bengals are a pass-heavy team. You don't really need to carry 4. This ain't some dynamic run game that's going to be subbing guys out all game. They can go with 3 perfectly fine. But I think there's still some question marks. They don't want to drop a guy, waive a guy, and risk not getting them back, and then make the wrong decision and try to figure things out, from that standpoint. So I think they kept them there. The reason you worry about something like that, though, is if you're holding players in one position, you're letting somebody go in another one. Raymond Johnson, probably one of the best performances out of all the players in the NFL in the preseason this season. The defensive end there for the Bengals played some interior there a little bit as well as winning matchups. And unfortunately, he's got to go. I think if, we look around and say, is there one guy you kind of tough to see walk out the door, it's him, because more than likely somebody's going to snag him up off waivers. He's going to get signed, and hopefully, again, the best, or hope for the best for him wherever he goes and plays. Hopefully, again, made an impact in preseason and can grow from that standpoint. If nobody signs him, hey, nice practice squad player for the Bengals. The Bengals say see you later to Trevor Siemian, who, again, he struggled as a starting quarterback. He's had a couple opportunities to do so. They're going to go for the younger QB, keeping Browning around here, and we'll see what he can do. I always like going young. I know there's still some hiccups. He's a backup quarterback. Hopefully we never have to see him. Besides games, the Bengals are up by 30 points. But besides that, he's a backup quarterback, and I always like going young here because I always feel like the younger guys, they still have the ceiling. They can still, especially a guy like this, he can sit under Burrow, watch him play, see how it works, hopefully learn some things. So if he does have to come into a situation and play, hopefully, again, does not happen, Burrow stays healthy. But if he does, I feel like he's got that chance to learn and grow, and he hasn't really plateaued yet, if you will. Trenton Taylor's going to go. Bengals punt and kick returner, because we got Chuck Sizzle, a.k.a. Charlie Jones, the Bengals wide receiver they drafted this season. A guy that, again, it feels like he can make some plays. We talked about a crowded wide receiver room. It was crowded, and, years past, you've seen the Bengals do it with Erickson. They've seen him do it with, they did it with Tate. They really they don't have that room to keep that veteran kick returner here this season, and they don't really need it. And when they drafted a guy like Jones, who's proven he can go out there and make some plays in the special team or in the punt kick return game, and I expect him to do it for the Bengals this season. So I'm pretty excited to see what he can do this season. Overall, though, again, I think the Bengals, you've seen them do what they kind of had to do. They went heavy in the secondary. They kept a couple out, or they keep 10 guys in the secondary as well. But we'll see what happens here. I'm excited for the season cut down day. I'm more excited to look through this list of players other teams waive, because I would assume there might be, let's say tight end, for example, might be a position the Bengals fancy around in the league. They could still do the same for offensive line and, waive a guy like Trey Hill. They leave that position open now so they can go pick one up if another team drops. We'll see what happens. Love you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.